So I realized I haven't talked much about the SD Cross Silhouette line of kits, considering not counting the Master Grade SDs because they're in their own like category, but normal SD models. Cross Silhouette's pretty much top tier. So we're going to look at the Nightingale. This is the third release in the whole line. First we had the Gundam, RX-78-2, then the Crossbone, which was weird, and then Nightingale, which I think this was the very first model kit, official model kit of the Nightingale. I think, pretty sure, because then after that, I think it was after the high grade came out, which I also got. Because Nightingale, I like the way it looks. It's very silly, which is one of the reasons I like it. Like this big dangler in the front, these huge binders which house the bits. Just very long. It has a kickstand that you can collapse. You can pay in to be stored, but I mean that's really mostly for a stand, which you can shove it up his pooper. But I just have it on the table, so kickstand is kind of a necessary thing if you want them not to fall back. And it does have some nice detail. I really wish these parts here, these little, I'm assuming thrusters, had yellow in them. Just feed it through holes in the red underneath, and then put the fuel tanks on top. You wouldn't be able to see it then. I think it would have worked. Maybe there was already stretching the... I mean, this thing I think is like 20 bucks, regular retail. So maybe they're trying to stretch, because it is a lot of plastic, so they're trying to do what they could. Belly cannon is a sticker on the inside, so that yellow, yeah, you got it's split into several segments. You got to like push it in. I use a toothpick just to get it in there, and then try and make sure it's lined up properly so it's like perfectly in there and it's not spilling over the edges. It's a pain, but it looks okay. These are stickers too on his front of his dangler, and then just the symbols. I like the fact that they did do the feeding through holes with the white, because you got like the, I guess they're machine guns or Vulcans in the stomach. Which I keep forgetting it has those, but they're there. All the thrusters, it has a lot of thrusters, and of course the bits, right? Yeah, they're called bits. They have, or are they funnels? I think they're funnels. Anyways, they have holes here. They don't come with any effect parts. Maybe there is a Bandai like limited version that does, but you just take you could take probably a clear piece from a plate, like a model, actual runner plate, cut it and then stick it in here, and then I don't know where you put it into here. I guess there'd have to be like a groove. It might fit in that groove there. I'm not really sure. But it's obviously made because there is a picture, an official Bandai picture, of these coming out by magic. They're not like in any, like they're not connected to anything. It's just, oh, they're floating in space like they're supposed to. So, interesting. You can use of course, the SD frame, which all the kits automatically come with, or the cross silhouette, which you usually, unless it's like a special pack, you have to buy the inner frame cross silhouette one separately, which I did. And for the Nightingale, you really don't get that much of a benefit from it. The only real benefit are like the elbows and the knees. Like they can bend, but you're going to hit the fuel tanks, then you're going to hit the front, and out is I think about the same as it would have been. So I don't see much of a benefit besides like the elbows, and I guess the torso. No, not even the torso hinge, because the new torso comes with a added hinge in the torso for the arms to go forward, but is locked because of how the armor goes around the inner frame, so that isn't even utilized. And you do have a mono eye clear green plastic, which you can rotate just by doing that. Doesn't have a full dome, which it doesn't need. Well, like, why would it need it? You can't see the back, so that is perfect. These antennas I glued because they like to fall out, and actually I thickened up the ball joint in the neck. It's actually a fake ball joint. The ball joint for the inner frame is inside, which is actually pegging the top half of the torso into place. And then you get the fake neck that you can use. And it was very loose, so I thickened that up. Like out of the box, it was very loose. I don't know if anybody else's was like that, but mine was like a bobblehead. So I had to thicken it up so it actually would stay in place. And then these big fuel tanks are ball jointed, and they're very tight still. I got this back when it came out in 2018. God, it's crazy. It's been 7 years. But yeah, they're still holding up, much better than the head did. And then weaponry-wise, you got the shield, has another sticker. Just goes on the underside of the arm. Does have kind of a protruding porthole for the shield, but whatever. Although I'm not a big fan of the beam. Is it the beam shotgun? I think that's what Suzabi's was, but I'm not sure if the Nightingale's is the same. But it's just the fact that it's not only thin, it's so holy. They really tried to take as much plastic out of this gun as they could, which, okay, it's a gun. I'd rather have a better realized model and a crappy looking weapon, but I don't know. I think they could have done a little bit with, like, just not so holy. But whatever. That's fine. Would have been nice to have a melee weapon. Like that beam tomahawk, maybe. That would have been cool. A beam saber. Could have had a little peg here to peg into the front. I don't remember if the Nightingale can do that, but would have been nice. And that's pretty much it. Now, a year later, Bandai released an exclusive. It was around $39 Canadian, and it was a chrome red variant. Now, I didn't get the official one at the time, but now that I see it anywhere in stores, there's only one shop online, an official shop, that has it in stock, and it's $110. No thank you. However, I did get one, but it is, of course, a bootleg from Temu. Well, I got it from Temu. You can get it from wherever, but it was a lot cheaper than $110. It was cheaper than $35. It was about $17. It is the chrome red, and it is beautiful. I think this is from JMS. I didn't see it anywhere on the box, but I was looking online, and a lot of places said it was JMS. Makes sense. It looks great. The chrome is phenomenal. I don't really see any blemishes. It all looks really nice and like solid. No bubbling at all. I don't see any fading. I don't think this was undergated, but parts of this one it definitely is. You can see it down here. The fuel tanks, thrusters. But yeah, there are some parts that are undergated, but I'm not sure if that was just from the original because they were going to make a chrome one in a year. I just can't see Bandai doing it because they're kind of, you know, usually crap for doing that. But everything is the same aside, well, no, actually, it is the same because it has the SD inner frame, which so did the original, unless I had an extra cross silhouette frame, which I don't. It is the darker gray plastic for a special model, usually has more of a gunmetal inner frame. So it wouldn't be exactly the same, and I don't remember if they give us a chrome, like a gunmetal inner frame sold separately. But once again, if I bring the other one in, you can't really tell much of the difference. Like, can you tell that this one has a bigger inner frame compared to this one? Just by looking at it. I don't think you can, just because the armor is so out there and ridiculous and big. So I think it's fine. Also, the stickers are metallic, which helps bring the whole thing out. And they have the red border around them, which is going to be an issue later. But these ones are also metallic, although that does make me wish that the white was silver, because these have a silver border on the sticker. And I think it would look better with silver for the few pieces that needs to be. Like, it doesn't have to be chrome, but just like metallic silver plastic would have been nice, right? And everything is very tight. Aside from these parts, where they were very tight on the official, these are actually pretty loose. But everything else is good. I don't have a problem with any other joint. Some of them might be a little too tight, in fact. And then weapons are the same. Because that really nice chrome. God, I love this red. I am in love with this chrome. Would have been funny if they'd thickened or like filled in the beam shotgun. But it's exactly the same, which is fine. I'm not going to complain. I mean, the chrome is so good. Who cares? Look at that. It is so nice. But I didn't stop there because they released 3 variants of this Nightingale. And here is the second. Chrome silver. Man, look at that. Isn't this beautiful? Now, this is what I was talking about with the stickers, because I don't know if I'm going to keep them on or not, because all the detail, this symbol here is not on the front skirt, but the Xeon symbol here on the chest is molded in. But it just, I feel it needs that anyways, but I don't like the red border around it. If they'd left that border just, I don't know, just nothing, or just black, actually. Black would have worked. Red, it's very obvious. Black would have been much better. But you can really see that mono eye. But yeah, this chrome is awesome. Now, everything here is also very tight, and these are tight. A lot tighter than the red chrome. I think that it's still JMS because it's the same box, exactly the same box. But for some reason, they wanted to keep the red chrome identical to the official Bandai release. But with this one, you get not the SD inner frame, but the cross silhouette inner frame, which I found interesting. They decided to, you know, level it up some. But once again, could you tell? I don't think so. But hey, you know, the added elbows is nice, and a little bit of added articulation down below. If you can utilize it, is good. And it, like I said, it's got some pretty tight joints. And I forgot to mention, every one of these chrome ones have decals. Not a lot. And see, these ones here would actually replace these stickers. So you really don't need them at all. I could just put them on there with the water slide ones. And of course, you could use the other bigger sticker for the shield. So yeah, you don't need any of these foil stickers. I just put them on because I wanted to, and I didn't think about the water slide decals for whatever reason. I don't know why I didn't. Of course, I said there were 3 variants from JMS, and here's my favorite. Oh, baby, the chrome purple. I am taking those stickers off. I hate them now, and I'm going to put the water slide ones on. But, oh, it's so beautiful. Actually, let me get those stickers off right now. I hate them. Now that's much better. That looks way better without those symbols on there. And, oh, man, that green model line really shines nicely. This whole thing is awesome, and like I said, things are tight on the. Actually, I don't think I said about this one, but it is as tight. Actually, this one, that's a little loose, but it's not too bad. The one problem I had was some parts you do have to you might have to thin down, like scrape the chrome off. I had to do it on this antenna. I had to scrape the plastic chrome off the peg so it would slide in, and I should have sanded down the peg on the back. Peg that goes into the back of the crotch inner frame, because it cracked. I don't know if you can see it, but the whole piece cracked off. You can kind of see where I glued it. The peg that actually holds the crotch onto the back skirt broke off, but I glued it. It seems to be fine now, and that's that. So that was a little annoying, but it looks amazing, and you can't see that piece. And if I hadn't mentioned it, you wouldn't have known. But you still got the beautiful. See, that one sticker's okay because it has the black border. If the other ones were like that, I wouldn't really have a problem, because I like the metallic gold sticker, but it just doesn't work with the red border. It just doesn't, unless it's red. I am in love with these. Like this whole chrome thing that knockoff companies are doing. Oh, please, more. I know there's more, but I love these. I want a green one, because I know there's green variants of other models. I mean, I've already shown one off. I just love how these look. It's so good, and these are the kits that you really want the chrome for, because there's so much surface area that you really can tell if it's a good chrome finish, which these are. It really shows off how beautiful they are. I love them, and I want more.